Hey guys, it's Phil from smilinggardener.com, and I've written a big blog post for you today on organic fertilizing that I'm going to summarize for you here. I'll just quickly mention something that I mentioned a couple of days ago, which is that my Smiling Gardener Academy, which is my online organic gardening course, the fee for that course is going up on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. So if you've ever looked at that and thought about getting in, or if you just want to get into more detail about how to grow nutrient-dense food and get rid of pests organically and just improve your garden, improve your soil, all that kind of stuff, go to the link below and check it out. Just see if it might be something that's for you. I would encourage you to do that before the price goes up, because you can save a lot of money over this 12-month program by getting in now. So today, organic fertilizing. There are a couple of reasons why I think fertilizing is really important for us. The first is that we really want to dictate what plants grow in our garden. And if we were just happy to let the weeds grow, then some weeds, we call them weeds, they're just plants really. Some plants would come up and they would be happy there. But if we're trying to grow very specific plants, we need to make sure they have the right growing conditions. And a lot of the plants that we're trying to grow, especially vegetables, often really need a lot of nutrition that our soil isn't ready to provide. So that's the first reason. And the other reason is just that we're trying to grow, like if we plant a tomato, we want to get a lot of tomatoes from it. And we want them to be really tasty and really nutritious. So in that case, we're willing to put in a little more work to improve our soil and improve the nutrition in our tomatoes. And so that's why I think fertilizing is really important for us. So there's 6 steps. I'm just going to summarize them here. There's way more detail in the blog post below. First step is going to be soil testing. And I know this is one that a lot of people skip, and it's okay if you skip it, but just in the long run, if you're really, whenever you kind of decide, okay, I really want to get into this nutrient-dense food growing and really want to make my soil healthier, getting a soil test from a good organic soil lab is going to help you, because it's going to tell you what to do. So that's step 1, more detail in the blog post below. Step 2 is fertilizing. And without having done a soil test, there's not a whole lot of specific nutrients we can apply, because we can't just guess that we might need magnesium or potassium, because we might cause a problem by applying, say, dolomite lime or say green sand, which supplies potassium. So that's why we need a soil test. If you're not going to soil test, glacial rock dust, as I mentioned before, is a glacial rock dust or volcanic rock dust or basalt rock dust. Any of these rock dusts that have a bunch of different minerals of them, but not too much of any one mineral, you can put onto your soil without a soil test, because it's not going to imbalance the soil. Again, more detail down below on how I would fertilize if I didn't have a soil test. 3 is organic matter. And especially that's going to be compost. And if you make a really good compost or buy a really good compost, that's going to provide many benefits for the garden. So that's my main source of organic matter, along with a mulch such as leaves and cover crops. So again, more detail down below. I'm trying to keep this video short, but getting organic matter into our soil brings many different benefits, just like dozens of benefits. 4 is plant fertilizing. So we've taken care of soil fertilizing, but sometimes we want to fertilize our plants directly with liquids. And there's a few liquids I use for that, but my favorites come from the ocean, especially like a seaweed that you can turn into a liquid, and you can make it yourself if you want, if you live by some seaweed by the ocean, or you can buy it in a bottle, and I sell it, or you can buy it online or from your local fertilizer supplier. Another one comes from ocean water, which is a great product that's a concentrated ocean water. More detail down below again. Step 5 is bringing beneficial biology into our soil. And this isn't really called fertilizing, because fertilizing is more like chemistry and biology is different. But it's really an important part of fertilizing, because it's the biology in our soil, the microorganisms, that make nutrients available to plants. And so that's where that compost comes in again. Excuse the saw in the background. That's where the compost comes in again, because it provides beneficial organisms. But there are also these other things that maybe you've heard me talk about before that are microbial inoculants, like effective microorganisms and mycorrhizal fungi and compost tea. So I've written a little bit about that below. And then step 6, I'm going to save for Facebook. I'm going to post it up on Facebook for a couple of reasons. 1 is that this blog post is getting way too long as it is, and 2 is that I want people to come and hang out with me on Facebook. So I'm going to post step 6 up there. And so if you read on down below toward the bottom of this article, I've talked to you about why all of these steps are important and how they all play off each other. And if we just do one, then it's not going to have as big of an impact as if we do all of them, or at least several of them, because they all help each other out. And so that's all for today. I guess there are a couple of things. 1, go check out the Academy if you think you might be interested in it before the price goes up. And 2, if you have any questions about any of this, because this is a big topic today, about organic fertilizing, really, how to improve the nutrition in your garden and in your soil, ask me down below and I will get back to you. So we'll talk to you soon.